Yeah, so I'm looking at this doc, man. And honestly, I think that this episode's gonna be a good. I'm kind of excited about this episode. It's gonna be pretty funny because there's some shit we gonna have to get into on this episode. I know that everybody has been waiting for Sterling's opinions on some of these topics because we about to get into, the nigga tape. Nah, he ain't like that. He ain't like that. But we about to get some good. Kevin Samuels action right here. So, we've been gone for 2 weeks, but we are back. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to the After Dark podcast. It is Black Mike on the mic. We got Big Stir up top like usual, but something's different. We got my little bro, the first special guest on the podcast, Monty Bynum. It will be the only time you ever hear me refer to him as Monty Bynum for this episode right here. Welcome.
Thank you. Shout out to the After Dark podcast for having me on today. Appreciate it.
And if you're listening to this audio podcast, you might want to switch over to YouTube because what you can't see is that Big Stir is in his new apartment building. He said, we moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Oh, we got Sterling in his new place. Sterling, how you liking a new spot, bro?
Nah, it's cool, man. It's a vibe. Like, I mean, I've only been here. I moved in the 1st of July. Well, technically started moving. I had my movers come in. Our moving date was on the 30th of June, but it's been almost 2 weeks being in here, being this upcoming Friday or upcoming Saturday. And yeah, man, it's been a vibe. I've definitely enjoyed it. Definitely, I've already met like some pretty cool people. So like we'll catch up kind of a little bit more as we kind of recap what's been going on the past couple weeks for sure. But how's everything been hanging for y'all?
It's been good, man. We missed last week. We apologize about that. That one's kind of on me. I was a little down and out last week, could not pod. Sterling had some moving going on, but he was still ready to go. So that one was a little on me, but I always feel weird when I don't pod. Like it almost feels like my week is kind of off. Like I feel kind of like I didn't do something I was supposed to do when I'm not on the mic podding and whatnot. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to get back into some topics. Luckily, the pod gods have blessed us with some beautiful topics to roll it and get this thing back on the roll. But before we get into anything, I know Sterling's had. I'm gonna let him tell it, but he's had some rough past couple of days. I don't know if you describe it as rough. It's definitely been eventful. And I'm just glad he's actually here to speak with us.
Actually,
this Montrez might almost been the new co-host at this point.
For real though.
So I mean, I'm gonna let Sterling tell it. Go ahead and get into whatever the fuck happened to you, my bro.
Monty, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot it's Monty. Yeah, we look for the people that don't know. Before I even get into it about Monty, or we know him as Montrez, but Monty, he's a goat. And we'll talk about his music a little bit later.
Oh yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy past couple weeks for me. Obviously, like I said, I just recently moved from my old place. Super grateful to move into a really nice spot, more on the southern side of Charlotte, but closer to a lot of stuff, which is great. Beautiful setup. Like I'm actually out in here, one of the co-working spaces, doing the pod tonight because we still got to get the couch coming into the apartment. We got to get a few things, got to get my desk, all that stuff set up. It's a process, but it is what it is. But on top of that, obviously we had July 4th this past week. And I was really chilled for that, to be honest. Didn't do a lot. To go back to the event that everyone kind of is probably wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was actually last Sunday or the Sunday before 4th of July, so it would have been the 2nd of July. I was going to get like some hangers, some stuff from IKEA, which you got to kind of drive a little bit away from where I live to go there. So I'm coming back. There's an exit that everybody takes onto I-77 coming down, and a gentleman I won't even call him a gentleman, a bro. Uh, he he was trying to cut up the line to like merge in, and like
Can
he
you
skipped like
describe
six,
what this
seven
dude
cars.
looked like? Give us a rundown of what he looked like.
Yeah, he looked like us. He was black,
I
but
figured so.
he was black. And I mean, dude, I give this description to the police about 40 times. It's almost annoying at this point. But either or, like I went down, we were coming in, I was like, this person, I was already kind of in front of old Brody, and like I just was like, pulling in front of him, and he was at the end of the merging ramp, and I'm like, bro, like it's not my fault. It's got to skip like 6, 7 cars. You could have waited your turn, type shit. So he bangs his horn at me, right? And I'm like, I'm usually not like a type of person that like reacts on the road, but I was having such a good day. Like I was having a good week. I just moved to a new spot. A lot of that was probably one of the happiest times. Just got a new poster. I was excited to put up in the apartment. Like I was feeling it. Like I was like excited as hell. And so like he honks at me, like blares his horn and shit. And then I like casually throw a finger back. Like it's not like one of them fingers where I'm just like holding that shit like this right here. I'm just like, fuck you and just keep moving. I keep driving. I see bro like start rolling down his window, like he's speeding up to get beside me. I'm like, oh shit, what's about to go down? And he's like, no, like, and people might think I'm like antagonizing him, which I mean, he's the antagonist of the story, unfortunately, for his sake. Like, bro pulls up beside me and no cap, I'm like, I can't make this shit up. I drive an SUV. It's got a windshield. It's got a passenger side window, obviously on the door. That got a back seat. Then it's got your hatch like area, and then it's got your back. So my bro pulls up on my passenger side and dead ass shoots at me, bro. Shoots at me, and it luckily enough it hits my back like hatch looking window, not the hatch itself, but the one before the hatch. And like my glass is shattered. I gotta make my way home this weekend. My dad was fortunate enough to find like a mirror or a window for me. He's gonna just pop it in for me. I'm gonna go back home and get that.
Did you flick him off again? That's
hell no, dude.
Hell no.
Hell no, bro. Like I'm not about that life, bro. Like that's not what I'm about. I was never raised like that. I don't care. And this is a message.
Your first problem was that you were out here. You really tried a nigga. Now, had this been like, your friendly Bob across the street, he might have just thrown a temper tantrum or some shit, or cursed you out, and told his wife about it when he got home. But you tested a nigga.
Fact.
I don't know, because
Bro,
sometimes
like,
in
in this-
North Carolina, I mean, you can test a friendly Bob too, and then motherfuckers still have guns and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be fucking shooting like motherfuckers too.
They laid up, man, and it's wild because like obviously I was like a little bit shocked and like I was just like wilding out. And the funny thing is, it's not even funny, but like the crazy thing is, like when I called to like put in a police report for my insurance purposes and stuff like that, like bro, like the dude's like, yeah, this actually happens pretty often out here. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like this shit happens often. Like people just be shooting at niggas on the highway. Like what do you think this is? Fast and Furious 10? Like I'm not even like that, bro. Like, and if that person ever, and then you know who you are, bro.
Yeah.
If that person ever sees this or hears this, bro, like I ain't got no bad blood with you or nothing like that, bro.
I ain't
But it's
got no
like,
bad
bro,
blood with you.
well, like, why the fuck you shoot at me, bro? Like, we killing each other. We already got a problem with black people killing other black people. Like, why the fuck would you do this shit? And it's like, if you're about that life, bro, like, do your thing. But unfortunately, you'll probably get nabbed up for some other shit that ain't even gonna be something as dumb as that. So, like, that's on you. I ain't trying to root against any of my people. Like, respectfully, I want my people to be able to come up. But, like, I ain't gonna be out here rooting for your shit either. Like, I ain't gonna be like, yeah, I want that guy to be like next millionaire. Fuck you, bro. Like, fuck you. Like, that shit actually pissed me off.
We ain't over here on no kudos. Fucking no bad blood, bro. Like it's all fuck that. It's up for that nigga.
No, like it's not even like that. But like I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here.
Polaroid, like your hoodie. With that
exactly, bro.
That Polaroid.
Yeah. I'll put you up on that, but I mean like look, bro. Yeah, crazy. And then like even I've been fortunate the past couple of weeks, like I said, meet some people at my apartment. Like I met a guy that actually knows some mutual friends of mine. Him and I like kind of like we're gonna link up here this weekend. Like once I get back from home and like just chill, hang out, have some drinks. Got a housewarming gig coming up. Super pumped for that. Like that's gonna be a vibe, bro. Like and I'm just like everything else is going so well. Like I mean, it's just one of those things, you know, bad things got to happen to even out the scales in your life. Unfortunately, that's just kind of what it is. Not even being me being pessimistic. That's just what life is, bro. That's just how it is for the people out there that have ups and downs. Don't worry, the lows are real low, but the highs be high as a motherfucker, bro. And that's what you live for right there. You live for those highs. So other than that, like that's kind of me on what's been going on, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're glad that you're you know, able to talk to us right now and not somewhere
Yeah.
vegetable or, you know, the worst case
Nah, fuck
kick
all
the
that.
bucket. But
Many men, bro. Many men have mercy on me, please.
wish death upon me. But now
Exactly.
the deluxe apartment in the sky. And we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. So we're gonna jump right into it. I'm excited. This is gonna be a funny pod. We got, you know, we're gonna have to get to Monty's album. That we're gonna do that later.
Absolutely.
Pink Tape review. We're gonna score that baby. I'm interested to see what y'all thought on that. Jonah Hill's been acting wild. You know, he's sending them texts.
Wild as fuck.
We'll see. So we got a bunch of stuff, but we're gonna start off with Keke Palmer and the Usher drama. It has been up. I don't know if you have not heard about this. I have no clue what you've been doing. It has literally been the talk of the town, and we're gonna break it down right here. So in case you did not know, Keke Palmer attends Usher's Vegas residency, and she was showing all kinds of ass. Like, I mean, I was not complaining, but she was showing all kinds of ass, and her baby daddy came to Twitter and was, you know, really had it up for her. Was like, you know, it's the fact that she's a mom for me, and he was not fucking with the fact that she was showing ass, she was throwing ass, holding on to Usher while she had a kid, and he was sitting back here. We know he was just hurt, boy. He didn't care about that outfit. He saw the outfit before she probably FaceTimed him, saw the outfit, and he A-OK'd it. He didn't care about that at all. He cared the fact that Usher came and swooped his bitch. That's literally what happens, you know. We say bitching, you know, like we say niggas. So
We say bitch, bro. We just say bitch. You always gotta get used to that shit. Like, it's gonna roll off the tongue and stuff like that. And so, like, you just gonna have to get used to it, bro. Like, we say everything, bro.
So the question is the internet overreacting? Sterling, I wanna hear what you got to say first.
I was gonna let Monty go first.
Yeah, please let me go first, because I want to be able to speak. Like, so first of all, in terms of like Usher, I mean, like, that Usher's that nigga. Like, nobody be serenading and shit anymore. Like, let Usher do what the fuck Usher do, because like the only other nigga that's gonna come around and serenade the ladies on stage is gonna be me, for real. Like, nobody be doing that shit. So like, that's just, you know, me kind of throwing in my little fucking shit, you know, about me and whatnot. Hey, shout out to Usher for real for serenading these girls, and shout out to Usher for bringing on like pretty much every single celebrity. I saw he was serenading not just Keke Palmer, but he was also up there serenading Sweetie, and wasn't there some other celebrities, famous celebrities?
It was like, what's her face? The girl that's got the skin thing.
Yeah. He does it to everyone.
Yeah, he'll do it to anyone.
Show he did it to Joe Budden's girl when he was there right in front of Joe.
He don't give a fuck either, bro. He
Nah.
really don't give a fuck, and that shit's wild to me. Like,
so do you think that the internet's overreacting?
Overreacting? I mean, like, it really all depends on the perspective that they were reacting to. Like, were they kind of more saying
they were so everyone was up in arms that her baby daddy took to Twitter and was complaining about how Keke was acting and dressing, and so they were all coming after him, saying, you know, you ain't good for shit. You know, Keke's the star in the relationship. You should just sit back, have the dinner ready when she get home type shit. Really just like cutting his balls off, basically. And I'm just trying to figure out, you know, who we rocking with in this situation.
I would be on Usher's side type shit. You know, Usher king of R&B. You can't be against Usher.
It's not Usher, it's Keke or her Usher ain't got nothing to do with
Keke or her boyfriend.
Everyone was coming after her baby daddy.
Yeah.
For, you know, making the tweet.
And he was overreacting. Yeah, he put it out in public and shit like that.
We're trying to figure out, who were they overreacting for coming at her baby daddy, or are you leaning with what Keke did?
I mean, there's just like everybody can understand what the baby daddy is like kind of pissed about. He's just like, bro, you was enjoying that shit a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Like she was over here grinding and vibing and all that shit. In terms of what she was wearing and stuff, and we can kind of get into that with like Jonah Hill because he goes into like what his girl be wearing and shit like that too. But like in terms of what she was wearing, she was just pulling up to the show, honestly, in my opinion. So like, you know, I'd show up to concerts in my best dress and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That being
Your ass
said,
cheeks ain't out.
I mean, if I was a girl, I'd probably have
my.
my ass cheeks out. So if I was trying to, you know, but I don't know. Actually, then that being said, like, well, first of all, pause on that shit. But like that being said, like, I guess she knows, but like fucking Keke Palmer, like she ain't in no wrong. I think the boyfriend is more in the wrong for like putting that shit out there. Like that's public now, but it didn't have to be public. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on the opposite side, yo. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here. Everybody is coming to Keke's defense because she's Keke Palmer. She's, you know, she's one of the feminists of the group. She's been a champion for the women. But guess what, women? Y'all are wrong. Y'all just wrong for that. The only wrong thing that the baby daddy did was took to Twitter.
For real, that's
the only thing that was wrong is that he put it on Twitter. But shit, we don't know. Maybe they were bitching and she won't answer the phone, and so he had to go to Twitter just to, you know, get some
Make sure she
attention.
knew.
We don't even know what was going on. But Keke was out of line, my dog. We seen Sweetie. We seen Kyle Kuzma's girl, Zoe. The way she acted, you know, you ain't gotta go over there. Keke was the only one that held on to my bro and was dancing on him, showing ass. She turned around and let him see the ass. I was like, yo, no. I'm not rocking with that. I'm sorry. And everybody, I love Keke and she's fire and whatnot. She was just going there to have a good time, and I get that. Trust me, I get that. That's all good. You can go with your girls. You go see Usher. I know you're gonna be up in arms. It's Usher. Everybody knows that he got that effect on any chick that's 25 and up.
I know King of R&B.
Usher's gonna sweep that in every single time. But nah. You got a baby daddy that you rocking with. You just straight up emasculated my dude in front of the whole world, and that's why he was sitting there with the Twitter fingers at home heated. Cause I know he was heated. And he probably wanted to say a whole lot more, but he held back. But I mean, I know he was heated for sure.
Bro, I mean, it's one of those things that you already know how I feel about this shit. Like,
Where you at?
you already know how I feel. Bro, I don't, like, I am all about, like, I respect women going out there dressing how they want, like, all that, and, like, on their own confidence type shit. But there's a certain standard when you become a mother, bro. And then you got a man that's had your kids that you are somewhat in contact with, regardless of your relationship with them. You could be married to them, separated, like that's just the baby daddy type shit. Like, dude, you are not about to like make a fool of me, bro. Like, if that was me, oh, I'm getting a flight out because I already know he got Keke's money in the back pocket too, because he's gonna have to have it. He's baby daddy, getting some money from him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a flight out and I'm pulling up to the telly, bro. To the telly. And I'm saying, I'm like making sure I'm gonna go. If she ain't at the hotel by the time I get there, I'm like, all right, where the fuck she at? I'm like, find my friends, because I'm gonna find that ass. Cause you ain't about to be acting up, doing something stupid when you got a whole ass kid, bro. Like, this is the thing. Like, look, if you're a single girl, right? You ain't got no kids. Like, you ain't got no obligation to nobody but yourself. Show as much ass as you want to do, because at the end of the day, somebody gonna like it, and somebody not gonna like it, and somebody gonna think you be acting a fool, and some people gonna be like, oh, that girl getting it, like, and it's gonna be girls versus guys most of the time, because like that, I'm not into that. Like, I wouldn't want a girl to be out there showing her ass all the time, regardless. That's on him to get, like, he hit the bag with like having a baby with Keke. Shout out him, but like, I'm also kind of against the fact that like people coming at this man on Twitter, like, he had no other option, bro. He had no other option. He was literally sat at home like, oh my God. And he probably was just like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? He pissed as hell. Like, and as a man, like, go ahead. Yeah.
What I don't get, and what baffles me, is that Usher's had this residency for a hot minute. We've done seen the whole show at this point. There's been highlights of every single inch of the show. Why are there dudes who feel like, nah, I'll send my girl to the Usher show without? My girl ain't going to the Usher show without. First of all, I like Usher, goddammit. I want to see him perform too. I'm gonna be right there singing, "There Goes My Baby."
And you gonna have to serenade us both, just like Charlemagne the God said. Like, if you bringing my girl on stage, nigga, you bringing me on stage, and you holding both of our hands, and you singing to both of us. And if you ain't fucking with that shit, then you ain't fucking with none of us.
As soon as he says, "There goes my baby," I'm gonna be looking. Yep,
there she go. There she go. That's my baby.
That's my baby right there. There she go.
There she go. There she go.
As hard as, I mean, bro, like, you can't even act like, as a bro, like, especially, bro, you got a kid with the girl, bro. Like, it ain't even like y'all just dating on some casual shit. Like, bro, you got a whole ass kid. Like, she is, like, going to what Mike said, like, dude, she is emasculated in the most it's the most direct way possible. And like, I know some lady is gonna hear this and be like, oh, he's just feeling like that's some insecurity type shit. No, it's not, bro.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not. We know what it looks like.
We can't be insecure. Y'all be insecure all the time.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like,
like we all got insecurities, bro.
Put yourself.
We all got insecurities
in his shoes.
Yeah.
He's dating Keke Palmer. Nobody knows who the fuck this dude is, so he probably ain't got it like Keke got it. He already on like the pedestal. He's on the bottom tier. If there's a triple B, his shit is all the way up in the air, and her shit touching the goddamn ground.
Yeah,
and he's on Twitter on the Usher concert, seeing Keke trending on Twitter and everything, seeing all the videos, and he at home with the baby. At home with the baby. I know the baby shitting itself. Won't stop crying. All he trying to do is watch NBA Summer League, and the baby won't shut the fuck up. And then he got to go on Twitter to see his girl dry humping Usher, and Usher singing "There Goes My Baby," and he's like, "Hell no!"
You ain't about to dry hump in front of me, bro. Like, that's not about to happen. Like, you are not about to do that to me. Like, I'm gonna have that ass when I get home. When you get home, like, you ain't gonna. It's gonna be some disrespectful ass shit. Like, because think about it, bro. Like, exactly what you said, Mike. Like, think about it. Like, Monty. Like, Monty, think about this. Put yourself in their shoes, like, as a girl. For the girls out there, like, if your man go out for, hypothetically, say Ariana Grande pulls your man up on stage.
What?
And
wait, what are you asking me? Ariana?
No.
Grande?
Listen.
Talking to Jim.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no. Say Ariana Grande like rips you up on stage. Like, you're a notable artist. You're notable within, like, you're an A-list, bro.
Yeah,
like, you're B+, you're A-list, like, one of the two.
Yeah.
And your girl at home with the kid, like, doing what she got to do, like, make sure the kid's not fucking crying. She probably just trying to watch, Real Housewives of LA or whatever, wherever the fuck they at now. And
Kardashian son shit.
And then you as a girl see that your man doing that, like, bro, are you not gonna be like, what the hell is my man doing? Like, what the hell? Like, and you already know you're gonna have his ass when he get home. You gonna make sure he know, like, that shit was not cool. Don't even come at my boy, because I already know that shit was messy when they got home. He was probably fucking going ballistic on some crazy shit.
And she out here making t-shirts saying she gonna do what she want to do. That's the wild part. I'm like, but here's the crazy thing. So everybody that's up in arms, they're like, my man, if he got upset or blah 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 blah. Listen, you not all y'all girls out here tweeting, y'all not Keke. You don't stand a chance with Usher. If Usher bring you and he does "There Goes My Baby," that's the one time you ever gonna get that close, get a chance to touch Usher. This is Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer 100% got Usher's number in her phone. Can hit him
More
up
than likely.
anytime. They probably hung out on their own.
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
show or
it
something.
was definitely famous around the same time too.
So,
like,
I mean, they know each other. They literally probably been Kekeing before.
Keke and that
shows
bitch.
you how well they Keke when he
said, "There go my baby."
No, if I'm that dude, you never leave me at home taking care of this baby. I don't know how the fuck you about
That shit to me, bro.
No,
you ain't. This is a partnership.
I throw it out the window, goddamn.
No.
Nah, bro.
Like Michael
If
Jackson.
starts singing "There Goes My Baby," I'm like, no. I got the baby with me here. Hold this. This is the literal baby.
Hell yeah, and if you try playing some bullshit, I'll be like Michael Jackson, throw that motherfucker out the balcony type shit. Don't play with me now.
You ain't about to hit me with that shit. And I will say, bro, like once again, I want to make this statement for all the ladies listening in particular out here. Look, it is not insecurity, it's understanding the line, bro. There's a line that we both walk as men and women within or outside of relationships, just out of just a pure fact based on the sex that we are, the gender that we are, I should say. I don't want to hear insecurity. I don't want to hear that, because at the end of the day, bro, if your girl is getting pulled up on stage or your man's getting pulled up by Ariana Grande, like you already know you done lost. You lost.
It's an L.
You lost. You done lost, bro. There's no coming back. And you have to live with that.
And
you gotta hold that
when
L.
she come back home, you can't even sleep with her because now she got herpes. Because Usher got herpes.
Fact.
So it's really that L. Like that's just a lost one. You just gotta chalk that one up.
Is that some shit we know, or is that allegedly, or what?
That's some shit we know, bro. Like it's been a thing. It's like Jeter's been known to have herpes. Derek Jeter, one of the most prominent baseball players that's ever played the game, he literally is known, and he would just be fucking all types of women. Like Jessica Alba, shout out you, girl, you fine as hell, but like, bro, we know you got herpes.
Bro,
like, it's raps.
Speaking of the motherfucking herp, like not to take a little sidebar, but sidebar type shit. Like speaking of the motherfucking herp, did y'all know that about like 1 out of 5 people have that shit and don't even fucking know it?
Yeah, because niggas don't be getting tested.
Niggas don't be getting tested. And the doctors low-key be recommending you don't get fucking tested because of how many people have it. More than likely you gonna fuck around and get it and shit. And they would just prefer you to not know. I'll be like, what? Like, what you mean? So like about a good percentage of this population got that bullshit? Like, what?
Yeah, because Usher bringing up every girl saying "There Goes My Baby." So 1 in 5 of these chicks got herpes. That's
hell yeah. Good thing bringing
bro.
that.
I think it's actually 1 in 4 to be honest. But even in that same fact, if we're on the sidebar as we roll into the next topic here in a second, like get tested for everything, not just herpes. Get tested for everything for those that are sexually active and that are especially having unprotected sex. Get tested regardless if you're with a partner. Just do it. It'll be for the best for the both of y'all. Like that's a shout out to prevention and just spreading shit. Because I want to speak on the herpes thing, bro. You know the reason people don't give a fuck about herpes is because everybody has it, and it's like, bro, if I don't want to have herpes, like I can't have sex with some of the people I want to have sex with. It's just a simple fact. It's just a simple fact, and I gotta respect the people that are like that. But hey, wrap it up, my dudes, my girls.
For sure, definitely
you
wrap it up for sure. Like I'm more of like a wrap it up until you find that bitch type shit. Like
yeah, just be smart.
I haven't even done it without wrapping it up. Me personally, low key.
Oh my god, we getting that TMI in there. Good. Hey. We can't, I ain't gonna get on that. Look, Mike. Look, I ain't even gonna try to like talk about that. Might give me TMI at this point. Yeah. Like getting nasty. I ain't gonna put my business out there. Hey, respect. Hey,
I only put it out there because I'm proud to say I've only wrapped it up. Like I've only
no. I was gonna give you a shout out, like for all the girls that are looking at my boy Monty. Hey, if you slide in the DMs, hey, just know he's safe. He's safe and protected. He's safe. Well, speaking of men and the drama with their women, ex-women, current women, who cares what type of women? Because we all got past, we all have things that we don't like within our ex-partners or current partners. It's just what it is, bro. My man Jonah Hill, and if y'all don't know who Jonah Hill is, let's think of these few things. 21 Jump Street. What is it? Pineapple Express as well.
Yep. 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street, like all these obviously pretty pop off like
America's
movies.
Favorite fat white guy.
What's that?
He's no longer fat anymore. But
no, he's slim.
Shout out to that. You know, he probably on that Ozempic.
Yeah.
What's that one movie that he was in with the with the like ID that went like mad viral. You know, it's like from Hawaii or
That's
some
the one
shit.
he just. That's the one he just.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's super bad, super bad. No,
Oh,
Pineapple
super bad.
Express is super bad is the OD one, and then he was also in the campaign. And if y'all haven't watched the campaign, that's one of the funniest, most
Oh
fucked up
yeah.
movies
Pineapple
I've ever
Express
watched.
is Seth Rogen, I think, right?
Yes, it's Seth
Yeah.
Rogen. Yeah, so I might have had a misplay there. But on that regard, that my man Jonah Hill, he's like America's, like you said, America's favorite ex-white guy,
hmm He's
or
definitely
ex-fat
invited
guy.
to the cookout for sure.
No, he's definitely invited to the cookout. He's got that type of vibe. He can vibe with anybody, and I respect that. So my man Jonah Hill took to social media. If y'all haven't been keeping up with it, his ex girl was exposing him for how he's narcissistic and just all around toxic, like just flat out. I mean, and I ain't gonna sit here and lie, like my man went kind of crazy. Just to give y'all some perspective, right? So a couple things he said, like just so she says to him, this is just I'm reading this text verbatim from and we'll if you guys haven't seen it, just look it up. It's
Yeah,
easy
I
to
got it.
find. Um the woman, his ex says, that makes me feel like you're testing me to see if you should keep me around or dump me because there's something wrong with me, like I'm a nerdy, dorky, unaware, naive idiot socially. I hear you. And then he proceeds to say, this is fucking savage. This is like, hey, if you want to be in a toxic, like, gaslighting relationship, bro, hey, he a king for this. Like, he said, those are your words, not mine. And then proceeds to say, take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture that contest and that contest and that place because I deserve respect. Period. I have been more than patient, and then shit like this is still here. Fuck the contest, fuck that place, and fuck not respecting me always in every situation within surf culture, or you don't get it and you don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable to me. My man said, "Hey, hold up, let me gaslight you to making you feel bad." He said, "Fuck that. I don't care that I'm an asshole." He said, "Nah, I don't feel accepted. It's your fault. You make me feel hurt." I want to hear y'all's reaction to first off, it's all spurs from the fact that his girl dresses a certain way, does certain things, like she has her own opinions. She's just being a person type of thing. And Jonah Hill's not a fan of it. This is, in his past relationship. This isn't his current girl. But these are some things he said to kind of keep her in line. Do y'all agree with kind of how he's going about it? Like, or I mean, is he completely out of line? Like, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'll go with either one of you, Monty or Mike, like whoever wants to roll first.
Yeah. So let me preface what we're dealing with here, because the only way that I am siding with Jonah on this particular topic is if this is a reoccurring conversation that they've had before,
hmm
right? Like, if this is kind of like they've been dating and he just kind of dumped all this information on her, like like they've had their whole flow going on, they know each other, they have their whole dating routine, and he just like in his mood that day and was kind of like, nah, because I don't really be fucking with how fucking Mr. Six Ass is over here like having surfing lessons with my chick, and she over here gotta be surfing, and he just hits her up out of the blue during the middle of the surfing lessons, just saying all these new rules that you gotta do. Then he's kind of out of pocket because, like, bro. But if he had this conversation previously, and it's like something that he's been trying to drill in her head, and she kind of like has not been getting a hint, then I can't really get mad at bro, because he's really just setting the tone of what he's looking for in a relationship. And I have no problem, like, even how outlandish your rules are, if you set that from the beginning, that's just really you saying, like, are you vibing with this or not? If you're not vibing with this, you can get to stepping. If you vibing with this, and this is how I move in a relationship. But if he just dropped this mid blue, this is wild, bro. Jonah hit the Ozempic hard, lost all that weight, and now my bro said, nah, because on 23 Jump Street, I'm gonna be Channing Tatum, and Channing Tatum gonna be Jonah Hill because now I'm the big bad
I'm the
motherfucker in
motherfucker.
this. So now he's fucking feeling himself. He all tatted up now. He's dressing better. He really in his bag.
Mhm.
And now he's like, nah, because I didn't lose all this weight for you to be over here thirsting over some more surf dudes when I got the surf body too. So my whole thing is, had he said this beforehand, then cool. I'm rocking with Jonah. It's a little outlandish. I think you bugging, but if that's what you want, you let her know. If she don't want to stay, then she can get to stepping. If she want to stay, then you know you're going to stay in. You're going to go by these rules. But if you dropped it in there in the beginning, hey, bro, that Ozempic powerful, bro.
All right, I got a little take on this motherfucker because it's a little bit different from Michael. I'm not gonna lie, but with the research that I did, low key, I was under the impression, or I kind of found out that like, so Jonah Hill's girlfriend is a professional surfer, and he knew this shit going into the relationship, right? So he knows that she's a professional surfer. She posts pictures of like her surfing and her. Obviously, what the fuck do you wear when you're surfing and you're in water, bro? You're wearing a goddamn swimsuit, right? So like he's over here. He laid out his little plain and simple boundaries, and I'm gonna go over them real quick. All right, they're plain and simple, and this is how it's stated. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or a coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. My boundaries with you, based on the ways that these actions have hurt our trust. And there are definitely more text messages, but those are his boundaries and shit like that. So what I found out doing some research for today's podcast is that Jonah Hill had previously followed his, at that time, not girlfriend, but now his ex-girlfriend or some shit like that. He used to follow her on Instagram. He used to like the same fucking pictures of her in a bathing suit that he was telling her to delete once they started dating. My thing is, bro, if you fucked with them then, like, what the hell is wrong with them now? You know what you're signing up for. You're marrying or you're dating a professional. Like, you're dating not just a surfer, not just someone who enjoys surfing. So you can't really be out here like, oh, you can't do the shit that you need to do for your fucking job to make your money and all that shit. Like, if you like the picture beforehand, Jonah, then you like the picture now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what you're signing up for.
You also take that back to Keke Palmer, because, like, I like when her ass was out before I was dating her, but now that I'm dating her, I don't necessarily want her hugging up on Usher, because if
that's the point I was gonna make,
and she was dancing with me, and her ass was out, of course I like that shit. I'm single, she's single, I'm trying to bag, but now we together. Yo, we gotta move differently, because
I guess my
yeah,
perspective is like the controlling aspect, low key. It's more so just like, bro, she can post a picture and still be in a relationship with you. She can post risque pictures, and I've seen the pictures. They're not even fucking risque. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bathing suit. It's very normal to take a picture in a bathing suit when you're a professional surfer. You know what I mean? And professional, you make money off of that.
Get like super horned up off that shit. Like, look, like I see where you're coming from, Monty. I see where you're coming from, Mike. And you already know how I be standing on this shit. I am to the point where I'm like leaning on both sides, because yeah, you're right. Like, before they start dating, like, you already knew what you were getting into. This is what she does for work. Like, she has no really control on her. What do you want her to do? Go out there in a fucking robe and surf? Like, we can't be doing that.
Exactly.
But I will say some of the boundaries that he did set. Like I said, like Mike said, if this is some shit he just popped out of nowhere, bro. Like, he's like, yeah, these are the boundaries I'm setting. Like, just randomly. That's wild, because you can't just like be changing somebody's pace. But like when he says specifically like, and look, for the ladies out there, this is
Which one?
Yeah, look, if for the ladies out there, I'm gonna be 100,000% with you, bro. I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like no man, if he really wants to be with you, he really wants to see a future with you. Respectfully, no man, nobody, not no man, no person wants to get cheated on or feel demeaned. Point blank. Period. That's just what it is. We're humans. We already are naturally insecure. Like that's the last thing you need. When he says friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or a coffee or something respectful. See, he could have left something respectful out, but look, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be 100%. Like, if I'm in with a girl, like, say I'm dating a girl for what? Say I just started dating a girl, like month two in, we're still feeling each other out. We were probably talking beforehand, so I kind of know how she's set up. I know some of the people she hangs around, like that type of stuff. Some people strictly base their relationships off of who people hang out with, like off
It's
the rip.
important.
They won't even like it is important, right? You surround your people. You're what is it? Like
They're
you end up
extensions
becoming.
of you.
Yeah.
They're an extension of you, right? Like I hang out with people, the people I hang out with because I believe they're good for me and it's gonna help me in the future as well as I enjoy being around them. But like with the friendship with women that are unstable in unstable situations, like I'm with them, bro. I'm gonna be 100%. Like I don't want my girl hanging around somebody that's like fucked up, got all types of issues, and I've seen this shit firsthand, bro. First fucking hand. I know how it is. I know how women work, not how they work, but I see how women influence one another easily than men influence other men, right? Like a bro could have a bro that's going through a tough time and he's kind of a little bit unstable. He's doing some shit that he wouldn't normally do. And like his bro will be like there to support him, but he ain't gonna try to entertain no dumb shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen like girls that be there, like, oh, that's my girl, and you be sitting there trying to tell them like, yo, like this is not the right time to be trying to intervene with this person, be around them, this type of shit, and they're like, no, they would never like let me. No, yes, they will. Yes, they
They
will,
will
bro.
bring you
They will.
down with me.
They will bring you down with them because they don't care. Because naturally, as human beings, we are selfish, and unfortunately, and with the female gender or with the woman, the she her gender, they tend to bring their problems with their friends, and their friends take it on. It takes a toll on them, and then they feel like they have to become a part of it too, to almost like empathize with them.
They'll
That
be
is
the
not how.
ones too. They'll be the ones that, as soon as the guy makes one simple mistake, nah, leave. You too good for him. Because they want
Yeah.
you. They'll be
They got
doing
an
that too.
abundance of options anyway.
But I
So
also,
like,
Yeah,
also want to
exactly, bro.
preface.
So that's just crazy, man.
I also want to preface where I stand on this because I don't want because it sounds like you thought that I was agreeing with Jonah Hill. My point was
No, I'm not
that
necessarily agreeing with you
no,
either.
I was referring to what Monty was saying. My point was that had Jonah Hill came to her, if this was something that he came to her about at the very beginning of the relationship, and it was a recurrent conversation, then I cannot get mad at him. Yes, he knew that she was a surfer, but if they started dating and he was like, I don't really like that, and I don't really like the baby pictures, and she chose to stay with him, then you kind of like that's an unspoken agreement. You signed it on the dotted line at the boundaries that he set. But if he just came in mid relationship and just all of a sudden had a change of heart at the way she was moving, that's out of pocket. That is completely out of pocket.
I
And
agree.
that doesn't change the fact that even if he said it at the beginning, that it's a lot of it's a load of horse crap. It's bullshit. Like it's kind of out of pocket, but like I can't be mad at someone who knows exactly what he's looking for from the beginning and lays it out. Like honestly, more relationships would probably end quicker like they should or last longer if everybody just kind of first date laid out, hey, you know, if you about to be doing this, and this, we can go ahead, take a check. You know, we got a few drinks. We only have to order food. We can move on. But if you know, if you kind of rocking with how I'm thinking right now, kind of like a Love Is Blind situation, really type thing where you just kind of lay out what you're looking for and you just kind of match up that way. Then I mean, I feel like it could work out. All I'm saying is
That's the way it should be,
I
bro.
would just
That's the way
say
it should be.
I would just say he's probably definitely giving like small dick energy. Like little nigga energy, little now energy type
I mean,
shit.
for sure, he's mad insecure.
Yeah, insecure ass shit. Like he's
I
definitely
mean, he was a
just
fat guy at one point. No offense to fat people, that's
yeah,
just what it
like
is. Like,
But fat
you guys
niggas
are
stay fat
underlining.
niggas even when they lose the weight. Like I've
exactly,
heard a bunch of them say,
exactly.
like,
That's what I was
no
just about
matter
to
how
say.
much weight you lose, you always hold I'm a fat nigga at heart. Like, and they always move that way. They could be the most ripped guy ever,
And that's
and
all
they still
he's
feel like that.
that's all he's been for majority of his life. That's also all he's been typecasted for all of his life, because we can't forget that Jonah Hill started as a child actor as well. So like you can imagine how fucked for your I guess personality, self-esteem, all this and that, like it would be for you to be typecasted every single role, every single movie as the nerd. Think about 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, that other fucking movie that we were just talking about, Sup Boys or something like that. Yeah, all those
Oh boy,
what's it called?
Super bad.
Oh,
Super
super bad.
bad.
Yeah, think about all those movies. He's typecasted as the exact same role. That's got to do something to your self-esteem over the course of your life. That's probably why he lost a lot of weight and stuff like that. Now that he's Jonah Hill, feels like he's got a little bit of shit behind his back that he can be like, these are my rules and regulations and this and that. And so all this stuff combined, it's just giving small dick energy, if I'm being real. It's giving controlling, but I would also say it would be a mistake to kind of refer to this as like emotional abuse or anything of that nature, because I've seen and heard of emotional abuse. This shit ain't it. This is just controlling and small dick energy controlling, low key. Like this ain't emotional abuse. He's not abusing anybody. So with all that thrown around in the internet, that definitely needs to stop, because there are definitely real people out here who go through emotional abuse and shit like that, and that ain't it. Like that's not it. Like that's just a controlling
don't label my
boyfriend.
nigga like that. Don't label my nigga like that, because you start throwing that shit around. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he my nigga either. I'm just saying that in terms of for
Hey, he invited to the
the
cookout. He definitely a neon for sure.
he is invited. Yeah, he definitely can hang with the fam like that. He can vibe. Like I wouldn't even worry about him. But like the thing is, bro, like it goes to back to the Keke point. It is what it is, and I agree with you, Mike. I had this conversation with one of my coworkers today. I had to go out, travel about an hour and a half out to a territory I'm covering now, and she went out there with me, and we are talking like the modern dating age, you know, what it is, all that jazz, like that type of thing. And like we basically kind of said what you said, Mike, is like, bro, if people just came up like and were like, we're too old at this point, or me, I'm personally too old. I'm about to be 26 years old. Mike is 26. Like Monty, you're getting up there. Well, you're gonna be 24 in next year, right?
Hell
Something
no,
like that.
I'm about to be
Like
23. Don't
You
play
said
me
next year.
like that.
23.
Huh?
You said next
So I
year.
forgot he a baby.
What?
Yeah, you'll be
24
24 next year. Like, yeah, it'll be 24
nah,
next
I'm
year.
about
So
to
Yeah,
be
you gonna be
23.
24 next year. You old as fuck.
Nah, nigga, I'm about to be 23. I'm 22 right now.
It's this year. You're gonna be 23 this year. Next year you'll be 24.
Next year, I will be rolling into my 23rd year on that year. And then I'll
okay?
turn
Either
24
way,
at the end of the year.
either way,
You'll turn 24
either
in
way, bro.
October,
Like,
which is
ain't
next
nothing
year.
wrong. Ain't
Nah,
nothing
I'm
wrong.
22.
Yeah, and you'll be 23 in October.
October is
Yes.
this year.
And then you'll be 24 next year.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't play me like that, nigga. I ain't that old.
No. I was just relating you to like my sister's age. I know you're on the same age and shit. But either way, bro. Like you think about it, bro. I'm too old. I know Mike's too old. Like Monty, you're gonna get up there quicker than you realize. Like, to be honest with you, like it's crazy. It's wild. But we can talk off cam about that shit. But like the thing is, bro, like if you come into a relationship or you go into the dating world now, and if you ain't trying to just fuck off rip or like play some games and like do this, that, and the other, bro, like you ain't about it. Like it's a rare commodity to find someone that actually knows what the fuck they want. Is like, oh, like shit, like I might want to pursue something. Ain't nothing wrong with being playful and casually date until you find something, you know. and have like set like legitimate boundaries for yourself and with the person. But like you said, there will be a lot of relationships out there that last longer, and a lot of relationships that will end sooner for the better on both behalves, longer and shorter for the people within it. If they just flat out be like, this is what I do like, this is some things I accept, these are things I don't accept, and that's it. Like, don't start warping it around just because you get a little upset here and there because she do this or he do that. Like, don't be all bit. Don't. And I agree with you, Monty. It is a little bit of small dick energy. I'm not a fan of that like saying necessarily because it's what a lot of women use when they just don't get what they want. Unfortunately, that's what it is.
Yeah,
But
that's
in this
true.
situation, it definitely is because he understands like this is what she does for a living. There is nothing she can do about it, bro. Like, unless you're gonna basically pay for her life and everything she wants to do, then fuck off, you know? Like, I'm not gonna control you. If you like, oh, if you start, it's like, for example, if you started dating the OnlyFans model, right? Like, if you started dating the OnlyFans model and you get mad because she fucking other dudes, bro. Like, how can, like, you already knew this shit was happening. You cannot be upset.
Unless
Like,
you
oh,
Adam
like,
22 and then just A-OK
oh
the first
no,
time.
Okay.
nah. But that's a can of worms. As a
It's a
whole,
can of worms right there.
I could talk hours about that shit. That's wild. Lena the Plug, Adam 22, y'all got a special type of relationship because look, it ain't for me. But at the end of the day, you already knew your girl a freak and she do that type of shit and she want that type of shit. Just don't be sitting in the corner, vibing out, just like, yeah, I like that shit. That ain't me either. So to the point, and I appreciate like y'all's input on this because it's one of those things where it's a tricky subject. It's a really slippery slope because there's a lot of shit that can be like what's the word? Extracted or extrapolated from what we said and be clipped and whatever. I hope you do clip it. That'd be good for us. But into that, like, I know that for me as a guy, as a straight man, like, there's not a lot of things that like piss me off more than people that don't have boundaries or women that don't have boundaries and men that can't set proper boundaries. Like, just do it off rip for the people out there in that talking phase. When y'all get to ripping it and y'all start starting it shit, go ahead and do it. It's gonna make your life 10 times easier, my boy. I'm a promise you. You're gonna know if you with the girl you want to be with for the rest of your life, type shit. But on that regard, I love that topic, and I love how those topics kind of mended to each other, like kind of melted into one.
Yeah.
But one of the things I want to roll into, because we're going to talk about the music on the second half of the show.
Oh yeah.
Because we love music. This is what it is. If y'all hadn't seen in the past week or so, the new basically Twitter-esque Instagram platform Threads came out. And for those that don't have it, get on the shit because it's gonna be popping here soon. I guarantee it. And we were talking about this a few weeks ago, Mike. We were literally talking about like, oh, they're dropping this shit. We were talking about this shit might be crazy. It might go up. I can't even remember my exact thoughts on it. I might have to watch it back again or listen back to it and figure out what the hell I was saying then. But I fucked with it. I haven't posted nothing yet, but we'll start being a little bit more active on it, especially on the pod side of things. But so like the Threads versus Twitter. Once again, if you haven't been on Threads and haven't been able to experience it, go ahead and get on it. It's easy to connect straight to your Instagram, which I loved. So Elon Musk, dude, he is actually he's rampage. He goes on these little rampages. First things first. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are also up. There's something floating around about a boxing match, maybe too. And this man's training with Israel Adesanya, that boy Mark Zuckerberg, and he looking right. Elon, you ain't ready for that shit. I'm sorry, bro. Secondly, Elon rolled out a tweet rate limit. So I'm not like 100.
I ever seen.
That shit's a whack.
Yeah. I want to see kind of what you guys' initial thoughts are on that. Just kind of basis, because I'm not a huge Twitter user, but I'm definitely going to use Threads because I love Instagram and it's going to roll with like that real easy. But I want to see what y'all's initial thoughts are on that. It's just off the rip. And like, how do you like see yourself utilizing Twitter from this point going forward because of it?
You want to tackle it first?
You can get it first, and then I'll go off of what you got to say.
Word. Perfect. So this was a really interesting thing. And I think that, what we're witnessing is potentially like Elon going from, oh, this guy cannot miss, to just a complete epic, downfall of public perception. Like I think the public perception of Elon couldn't be any lower than it is currently right now, which is really crazy because he was riding on such a high, especially during the pandemic. He had Tesla, he had SpaceX, and when he initially bought Twitter, all the initial things he were doing, people were like, "Oh, let's go! Finally, we can freedom of speech. We don't have people watching us and cutting off what we're saying." And on the opposite side, Mark Zuckerberg had like the worst public perception of any billionaire besides Bill Gates, probably. His public perception was awful. They're taking all of our data. Facebook sucks. All he does is copy and paste all the other social media apps, or he purchases them, and then he claims them as his own and his own innovation. And he tried to roll out Meta. Meta was a fail. The stock plunged. He tried to roll out his own currency, Libra coin, and he had to end up cutting that. He was just epic failure. And now we're kind of seeing his public perception rise back. But my initial thoughts is that, damn, I feel like Twitter is gonna die out. Like I really feel like
That's facts. Yeah,
I really feel like Threads has the upper hand, and they have all the opportunity in the world to destroy Twitter in and out, because
whenever you're done.
Because when Twitter comes about, and how Twitter's working is they got to completely reshape their business model. From a business perspective, the reason why Elon's got to make all these decisions is because they're not bringing in any money. They're not bringing in any revenue. And so he's got to make these tough, outlandish decisions that can only be made when you're the only standalone, thread type, or you are typing your thoughts onto a page type social media with real user base. Then you can kind of like big dick the whole world and be like, hey, this is what we're doing now. And everyone just kind of have to ride with it. And I don't think that Threads is the final product. I really think that, Mark Zuckerberg, as soon as a tweet rate limit went out, saw an opportunity to gather everyone who was just finally fed up with Elon Musk, and was we're going to roll out the beta product, because clearly there's not really much to it. There's no trending page.
No.
You can't do polls or anything like that. There's a lot that you can't do to it. But I think Mark Zuckerberg was like, if we roll this out now, we can kind of just completely cut Elon off from what he's trying to do. And now Elon's going to have to kind of make a lot of tough decisions. He might have to walk back a lot of the decisions he's made, because Mark's kind of forcing his hand. Mark has the revenue. He doesn't need to move in the way that Twitter does, because Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook is bringing in revenue that he doesn't need Threads to do. And Threads is eventually going to become an extension of Instagram, I believe. Of course, yeah. And then I think Instagram is just going to be the app again. It's always been my favorite app, but I'll let you kind of speak on it, and we'll just kind of roll off from there.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. So kind of going off of what you said, like with Facebook, Meta, kind of owning like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, fucking pretty much everything. They even tried to own Snapchat at one point in time. So like at some point there has to be something to be said about like Meta owning everything that's kind of popping off in terms of social media, and having like a social media monopoly. I don't know like how that's gonna kind of fly with everybody once they kind of start realizing, oh, they do own the biggest messaging app in the world. They do own the biggest social media app being Facebook right now. And then they do own the most hyped social media app being Instagram and shit like that. I'm pretty sure there are more.
People are making livings off of Instagram, bro. People are literally making a living.
Well, the most hyped social media app is definitely TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, so, I don't know. Are there more? All I know is when I was doing some research for this podcast, in terms of, like, all the Twitter competitions, you got things like Truth Social and all these other styles of...
was it Spills, the black one?
Mm-hmm. And all of those kind of equate to less than 1 million active users. But whereas Twitter kind of has about 350 million active users every single month, but Instagram holds 2 billion monthly users every month. And just in a quarter,
Crazy.
exactly, they have 2 billion monthly users. So that's just a quarter larger than Twitter, or just a quarter is larger than Twitter. If they just were to get a quarter of that 2 billion, that's already gonna succeed. Twitter is 350 million active users and stuff like that. So those were the only things that I kind of had to bring up in terms of threads. But also another thing, I know that Mark Zuckerberg has plans on threads not really becoming Twitter either. Like the way how Twitter is very explicit in nature with its fucking porn. All you can do is like swipe up and then you see porn. All you do is swipe up and you're seeing all this like, don't even get me started on the verifieds and shit like that. Like there's literally a Elon Musk parody account that's verified, but Elon Musk is obviously on Twitter verified as the real Elon Musk. So what's up with this one? Like that's kind of the questions I had. But in terms of threads, they're not even gonna be doing politics, or they're definitely not gonna be hitting porn and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's more so they kind of want a cleaner image. I guess the only question I have is how long is it gonna take for Mark Zuckerberg's billionaire head to kind of start wanting to make money out of this and no longer treating it like the brand new social media app that it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he treats he and it goes to the point like what I believe Mike was saying earlier. It's like, dude, like he doesn't even need this to create revenue. Like I can't remember what I saw the statistic. It was like 24 hours they had like a billion. It was some crazy on threads within like, and it was the
fastest to 100 million users.
Yes, easily. Like it was within literally 6 hours or something. It was something stupid. Like I remember I got a text from or a message on Instagram from a friend that was like, "Hey, like you should use it for your podcast. It'd be really nice to do this, this, and this." Like I was like, "Oh, cool." Like I'll look into it. And I was just confused on what it was. And I'm like, "Oh shit, this is what they've been talking about for the past few months." Like a Twitter somewhat lookalike. And to Monty's point, like the idea that it's a cleaner Twitter, because Twitter is obscure now, bro. Like you said, you pull up on Twitter, bro, you see ass, you see people dead. It's like Reddit on crack, bro.
But
It's
I
like
love
all
that about
types of
Twitter.
shit.
I kind of like
No,
that.
Twitter has that. Yeah, I do like that, but also like like for those of people that don't get no damn privacy screens, like you pull up out in public, you on Twitter for a second, like bro, they're like, what the fuck is my boy on? Like, is he just on like on a Reddit read and he just going crazy? But on the original topic of the Twitter of the tweet rate limit, it is like you guys like literally said in the background as I was saying it. It's one of the dumbest decisions you could hands down possibly do to an app that is built on continuous swiping, just like TikTok is. Imagine if TikTok said, "Nah, fuck it, bro. We're gonna put a TikTok rate limit on people, bro." Nah, there'd be some little kids crying, bro. Because think about your friend, the people that are out here on TikTok for 2, 3, 4 hours. Like they get off of work. Like no, it ain't nothing against my roommate. Like I love my roommate. Shout out you, Jacob. But like my boy unwinds on TikTok for like an hour after work. Like that's what he does. Like that's how he lets his mind decompress and go numb. Like other people might just hit a workout immediately after. Not to say he don't work out either. Like he does what he got to do. But like,
Yo, straight
there's
shot.
shot.
no. That's all love. It's all love. But like, it's one of those things. Like if they did that, bro, that app would start to slowly die. It wouldn't die because it is the most hands down the most addicting app we've probably ever seen. At this point and with the way that technology is, but to put a cap on what people can see on a daily basis is absolutely absurd. Imagine somebody told you in your real life you can only travel 100 miles a day. Like you gotta have 100 miles and that's it. Like bro,
It's stupid. And think about it from a business perspective. His whole thing was Twitter was failing because they weren't bringing in revenue. How do these social media apps operate off of revenue? Listen, people aren't going to buy the $8. Normal people aren't going to buy the $8 a month to be verified. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to get your average Joe to do that.
No.
All the money's coming from advertising. If you have a tweet rate limit, then you can only see but so many ads within a day. So now you're just kind of cutting off the whole advertisement business. All the advertising will be like, why would I pay money to advertise on your platform if people can only see your platform? Literally, when it happened initially, and I check Twitter because I get all my news from Twitter, and I like to see what's trending. I'm in the podcast business. This is how I get topics, right? So I'm on Twitter and I'm looking. When it first hit, an hour to 2 hours, like literally, I think it was less than an hour. Because there's no real way to determine how many tweets you read. It's basically just what you've scrolled past. It's not like I sit down, I clicked on this tweet, and that's one tweet, and you get 600 of those where you can click on. And if I click on a tweet and look at it, there's a whole shit ton of replies, and I think it just counts all the numbers of those replies. So you'd be really surprised at how fast you can get to that 600. And I was like, bro, I can't even use Twitter. Like if I click on it and I refresh it once, I'm already at my rate limit. I don't even know what's happening. I can't even check trending. It says I'm at rate limit. I don't even know what news is going on. But to bring it back to Threads and Twitter as a whole and kind of a comparison, like what you said, that Mark Zuckerberg is not looking to create another Twitter. Like I think that the consumers are only the beneficiaries in these situations. Competition is gold when it comes to social media, and it's what we lack because of Mark Zuckerberg's business etiquette, and he's buying everything up. But once we get competition, then it forces the businesses and the social media apps to do what we want as consumers to buy our attention. So now Twitter and Facebook or Meta, they're going to have to sit down and they're going to have to figure out, what do we want as consumers? How can we get them on our platform? And we're only going to benefit from those situations. But if Thread is trying to do something different, I'm really curious to see, apparently there's only 20 people working on this app that created it. I'm interested to see what new kind of tools they give us, like what kind of alternative activities they'll allow us to do on Threads that's different than Twitter. And I kind of hope that it is a little different than Twitter, because I think that Twitter still has a space, because Twitter is more, like I always say, it's not social media. Twitter has really transitioned to news. People go on Twitter to, get the latest updates on things. You can get the latest updates on, any sports topics, any business topics, anything that's trending in pop news. And
even
I don't
politics,
see in politics,
But that's the difference between Threads. As of right now, at least I know that they're not planning on diving into politics. They don't want that mix up with advertisement and stuff like that. It's
That's
just
true.
like that branding and stuff.
That's true. And one thing that happens with social media apps too is that, I was listening to a podcast with Jack Dorsey, and he was talking about Twitter and how it came about when he was running Twitter. And the one thing about social media apps that is kind of unique about it is that it's not really what the business or what the company decides to set as the precedent of what this app does, but more so the creators. So we as creators, based off the tools that Threads will give us to allow us to create and, give our thoughts and kind of, entertain each other on a global scale, we'll kind of decide what the norms of Threads are as we get into it. And right now it's kind of playful. It kind of reminds me of the early days of Twitter, when everyone was just kind of speaking their thoughts loosely. And a lot of people are going to regret that, because it's going people at one point, people were very because we got to a point on Twitter where people were not just speaking their thoughts anymore, because it was been used against them from the past. Now they're on Threads like, oh, it's a new app, we can be stupid again and say stupid shit. Like, okay, 10 years from now, your Threads post is going to be put back up and you still going to be canceled. So you can't be out here at the wild and acting like Threads going to be any different than Twitter.
I'm good with us getting rid of fucking Twitter, though. Like, honestly, I'm tired of people bringing up tweets from fucking who knows, Kevin Hart from 2010, it's some bullshit. The fuck are you doing scrolling all the way down to 2010 to find some bullshit?
Ain't got shit to do.
Ain't got nothing to do.
But that's more cancel culture than Twitter in general.
And then would you say that cancel culture is kind of stems from Twitter, or would you say it
It's
just stems from
easier.
this generation?
It definitely does.
It's easier to
It's
cancel.
yeah, it's easier because it's thoughts and it's it's sentences and it's words and you can derive words. It's so much harder to be canceled off of pictures
Or videos, yeah.
Yeah, and like and especially the way that Instagram is kind of developed. Instagram is more so everyone shows their best side of themselves. So it's it's very
It's a highlight reel, bro. I was
it's-
having this conversation. It's a fucking highlight reel.
I love that comparison. Yeah, it's a highlight reel, and it's really hard to cancel somebody off of like what unless they got some crazy shit on their picture. It's hard to cancel them. But when you go back and you decipher thoughts, especially because as a society, we develop new ways of thinking over time. So when one thing was okay, as time changes and we decide, hey, that's not okay anymore, we also decide that before you knew that it was not okay, it was still not okay, and that's where cancel culture stems from.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of at with it. It's more like, bro, who the fuck are you to kind of sit here and assume that I didn't even fucking learn over that course of the time? Like you digging through goddamn 2010 tweets. Like, who are you to assume over the course of 10 years that whatever is going on in that tweet hasn't changed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are kind of looking at threads too and thinking that the culture is different, and it's just a start. If you don't think that threads is going to get ratchet real quick, real soon, they don't have enough people up there right now for it to be ratchet. And the people that
Think about it,
Go
bro.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say, think about it. Think about Twitter now. Like, I could literally look at like old people, like not old people. I could literally look at a couple people in particular. That if I went and looked at their Twitter profile, it's literally just retweets at this point. There's no like, I'm posting my thoughts up here because it's also the ideology, not necessarily that people are scared to be canceled or anything like that. I don't think that's what it is. It's just the fact that, like you said, like people treat it like a news app. It's like, I'm gonna retweet what I like. I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Like, so I don't even, dude, I don't use Twitter, bro. Like, I get most of my news. I follow enough stuff on Instagram that I can get a majority of my news from Instagram. And now that Threads is there, where it's a mini Twitter, a little bit more regulated Twitter, where it's not like I'm going to swipe up, like you said, Monty, and like see porn or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I can like go up there and feel like not necessarily like a safe place. I don't care about being safe. Like, I'm not a fucking child.
Yeah,
But
for
like,
real.
it's like I understand that like I can get exactly what I get from Instagram, but I don't have to see every girl's bikini pics at the same time. Like, or every guy's like, I'm doing this, that, and the other. Like, or every fucking scam known to man up on there. So, in that same vein, we spoke about this before, and we kind of said that I believe I want to say that we did say that those Instagram spinoff would probably like be better than Twitter because of the current meta, not no play on words of Twitter at the moment with the Elon Musk, ownership. And it's kind of coming true at the moment, to a degree, and it's a slow churn. Like, it's just exactly, I was having this was, like I said, it was an hour and a half drive. So I was talking with my coworker like back and forth too, where we were going. Like, I was genuinely like having this conversation, and we were talking about how like my first picture on Instagram was literally of applesauce. It was not like a picture. It was just like, cool. I think I put like a caption like, cool. That's literally what my post was. Now, bro, if you're posting a picture on Instagram, like, you probably seen girls like be like, send me that picture, and it's like, let's go edit central, let's go crazy, let's make this shit go crazy. Even for me, like, I'm like, oh, let me like crop this up, like do whatever. Like, I'm a victim to it as well, or not a victim, but a culprit of it as well. So it's gonna go from that casual way, the way it is now, and like you said, Mike, to, hey, we're making this a highlight reel just like Instagram is flat out. And people love Instagram. I love Instagram. I have nothing wrong with Instagram. And if that's what it's going to be, that's great. It's regulated Twitter. That's great. I don't even get on Twitter really that much. So great. And Elon will see the remnants of one of the worst investments he's probably ever going to make, and continuously making wrong decisions where it's going to be at the detriment of his employees, which he obviously doesn't give a fuck about. And of once again, an investment that he put a large sum of money in. And if you're just a fan of losing money, then do what Elon Musk does with this type of shit. But if you're not, you probably want to just hop on it. If there's a way to become a shareholder on the Threads, Instagram, Meta side, whatever needs to be done, you need to go ahead, hop on the shit, because you're gonna make some bread. So
And I do want to
that's my thoughts.
before we move on, I do want to add one thing because I want kind of where I can see this going is I could see Threads becoming what the original idea of Twitter was and is, and taking that over per se. But I don't think that that is necessarily the end of Twitter. I do think there's an opportunity for Twitter to survive because Twitter can kind of revamp and kind of remarket themselves as news and media. And one thing that Elon's doing that I do think will be beneficial for Twitter is allowing more long form content. And he's trying to push for content creators, YouTubers to post their YouTube videos on Twitter and get paid for revenue of views like YouTube does at the same rate. And I think that can help. And I think that they kind of change because Twitter is really clunky. And Threads is clean, and that's what I like about Threads visually.
It's clean as a
It's
motherfucker,
so clean.
bro.
And it's because it's Instagram. Instagram is the goated app. I don't care what anyone says. It's better than TikTok. It is the goated app. But
It is better than TikTok for sure.
But what Twitter has the opportunity to do is to kind of revamp and just really go all in on news and, first reaction to news, because I really don't see Instagram doing that. And I don't necessarily know if they want to do that because they're trying to steer away from a lot of the negative stuff. So I don't know if they're going to want to advertise that. But Twitter can just kind of, the way Twitter's news is set up is that you can not only figure out, you know exactly where to go to find stuff. It's laid out for you on Instagram or on Threads. You have to scroll and you might come across news. On Twitter, there's a platform you go on trending and there's all laid out for you. Here's what's happening right now. Here's what people are talking about. And if they had like videos showing to you exactly what's going on, if Keke Palmer, and they had videos of people reacting to it. So let's say the Keke Palmer situation was trending. You click on it. Not only do you see people's thoughts, but you see video content creators, videos, long form content on the initial reaction as well. Live streams of that. Twitter Spaces. I don't necessarily use it, but I do know that a lot of people get a lot of benefit from Twitter Spaces, where as soon as some news happen, you can join a space and hear people talking about it, kind of like Clubhouse, but Clubhouse is dead and gone. So Twitter snaps
That shit died quick as a motherfucker. Yeah, man, it's a wild instance, and we're in a really cool space right now with tech and apps, and the way that the world's just changing in terms of the way that we connect. Because I mentioned this. I'm glad that I had this conversation with my coworker today because it's just so relevant to what we're talking about today. Like we were talking about, like this generation can't imagine not being able to connect with people seamlessly, like, and being able to be like, oh, I can connect with any one of my family members on Facebook with ease without even like having to try. Compared to like back in the day, bro, like you had to rip a phone call, rip through a Rolodex, like to even get somebody on the phone. We weren't even the text messages at that point. So I mean, it's a cool space right now. It's going in the right direction. I hope it doesn't once again like get bogged down to the point where it's just like, dude, like we're numb as a motherfucker. Like our kids are gonna be damn like basically vegetables just attached to a phone, which I hope that's not the case. But it's just kind of what it is on that regard. But yeah, man. I mean, obviously, we've got to get down to the music side of things because we love some motherfucking music. We love some motherfucking music. Music. Yeah. I mean, and first things first on the docket when it comes to music, is the long-awaited, highly touted by anybody that's got a brain cell that's in pop culture. Pink Tape. And if y'all don't know what Pink Tape is, you need to get out your fucking phone. It's the newest album by Lil Uzi Vert. I believe double check the length of the album real quick for y'all, so I don't tell you anything incorrect. as my phone moves in absolute slow-mo. It is how long is this project? It's
Like 26 songs or
Longest
something.
one.
26 songs. 26 songs, three bonus tracks. So 23 OG songs and then 3 bonus tracks. One of the tracks being in there, I just want to or just want to rock. So we know that song, and there's definitely a lot of stuff that we have from snippets and whatnot. But dude, I, we're gonna score it. You know, we're gonna score it. I want to get you guys' thoughts, structure, storytelling, anything that stood out to you guys, and then give your scores if you feel as need be, or we can give our scores at the very end of us kind of like talking about it.
Yeah.
You get it, Mike.
I'll go ahead and go on this. So, Pink Tape, everybody was waiting on it. It's a completely different sound. It's it's kind of playing off of Playboy Cardi's Whole Lot of Red, and it's kind of the new vibe, I guess. Now it's a new genre they're kind of creating, where it's like a punk rap type genre, where they take a lot of inspiration from punk rock and they incorporate it into rap beats. It's not necessarily my go-to sound per se, and I'm not on that type of goth type of raw type of sound like that. That's not my type of shit. But from a pure first time listen, I will say that it was a very unique first time listening experience. And I don't say that in a negative way either, because I do think that it is really cool when an artist goes left field and does something that you're not really expecting. They're creating a new sound. Mm-hmm. This is when they really tap into artistry at its purest form, is when they're really trying to create something and, start a new lane. Like, they're really starting a new lane and a new path. And you could hear it in every sound. And it was kind of like each song that went by was like, oh, well, let me see, like, what is he doing there? Mm-hmm. And even though it wasn't made for me, I know that there's a group of people out there that are like,
they like it.
The kids, no. Before you roll into it, remember that fucking video of the kids sitting under the bridge, fucking doing the. That's them motherfuckers right there. They vibing crazy to that shit. They're like, yeah, bang that new Uzi shit, boy. Hit a. Like, bro.
But I will say, Suicide Doors. I fuck with that song. I can see that.
Oh yeah, tell us your favorite song or your least favorite song off the album too, if you can recall.
I think I know
your least favorite. I know my favorite.
My favorite song is Suicide Doors, and kind of it's between Suicide Doors or Spin Again. I really fuck with Spin Again. Mm-hmm. My least favorite song is The End, featuring Baby Metal. That shit about made me have a heart attack when I listened to that. And I didn't even make it that far all the way down to the album, listening to all those songs, if I'm being totally 100. But I just was I saw featuring Baby Metal, and I was like, okay, I know he's about to do some wild ass shit. And now get this, it was first thing in the morning, so I was groggy. I wake up about 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's still kind of dark. And I'm kind of
dark.
I'm groggy. I go in the bathroom. First thing I do when I wake up, this might be TMI, but I don't care. First thing I did, I go and I take a shit. I'm sitting there on the toilet and I'm taking a shit, and I'm like, damn, because I listened to half of the album on at midnight, and I was just like, all right, let me try and listen to the features, see what's going on there. I was like, this Baby Metal shit. Like I said, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm groggy and it's still kind of dark. And the thing I heard is just. and as soon as it scared me, bro. My shit just dropped instantly. It was one of those slow burners. And as soon as I heard that shit, it scared the fuck out of me. It said, and it just dropped, bro. It scared the shit out of me. Literally, it literally scared the shit out of me. So that is my least favorite song. That song is an absolute 0. I know there's some fucking crackhead, heroin smoking,
meth head ass,
emo ass niggas that think that shit is fucking Jesus singing with fucking, I don't know.
I actually know
playing a harp.
I know some people that think that shit's hard.
Playing a harp. Yeah, no, that's wow. That's my least favorite song. If I'm
you might need to disassociate yourself, my G. That shit is insane, brother. I know exactly what you're talking
If
about.
I'm giving a score to the album, I'm gonna go because he went left field. I gotta prop it up a little bit. I can't just say it's terrible because it's obviously making waves, and he did create a new sound. And I do give artists more leeway when you're creating a new sound and not trying to do like the pack. I'm gonna give him 5-1. That's my rating. 5-1.
My turn.
All
All
right.
right. Uh,
Yeah,
in
roll
terms
through,
of
Monty.
in terms of favorite songs, I'm looking at the track list right now. It's really long, but I would say probably on some basic shit, Just Wanna Rock. Like that would probably be my favorite song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
also out of new songs that are on the album, I do like the Endless Fashion featuring Nicki Minaj, so that one's pretty good to me.
yeah. She went crazy on that shit.
I even have some friends that are like, "Oh, I like that song, but it's the Nicki part for me." And it's like the specific
She's the one
friend.
that ate.
It's the specific friend that every single time Nicki's on a fucking track, he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think Nicki." I'm like, bro, you're literally talking about the queen of rap. Like, just because she's a woman doesn't mean you gotta sit here and like, it would have been better without her.
I
all
hate that shit. She
And I'll be
ate.
like, bro, Nicki ain't no every woman. Like, she ain't no everybody else. Like, you ain't allowed to just sit here. Nah, I don't fuck with her because she got a vagina or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, hell
Yeah.
nah, bro. Give it a chance, yo.
Anika Mirage will eat your favorite rapper on any given track. Like it can happen at any time on any given track. Anika Mirage is gonna eat your favorite rapper.
Yeah, and she'll eat their fucking. What the hell am I trying to say?
Damn dicks.
What's your
Damn
least
dicks
favorite
too.
Shit,
What's your least favorite?
oh, my least favorite. What's up,
You won't about
Eat
to
some
hit on
dick.
nothing with that. Joke.
Hell no, I was trying to think of something funny. I was like, and she'll eat that. Nah, I ain't.
What's your least favorite?
Oh, motherfucking, the end. The
Okay,
end,
you're-
yeah.
the end is really
Baby
good.
metal.
Yeah.
It's just not my
Song.
vibe. I haven't heard the Bring Me the Horizon, but I wonder if that's as metal as the end, because Bring Me the Horizon is like a punk or a
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
band or something like that. So I need to listen to that on the way home and see like if that's. I would imagine it's not as metal as the end.
The end was
but
crazy.
yeah, but
As soon as the end played, I was like, yeah, that is the end of me playing any more.
that is the end of me listening to metal or rock or any of that shit.
So what's your score then?
Nah,
And we'll
that
get into
shit's-
Sterling's.
Huh?
What's your score, and then we'll get into what Sterling thought.
I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6.
Decimals.
me?
Decimals. We're not rookies. We're not rookies. We use decimals.
Then a
We need
5.5.
decimals. We need
5.5. All right.
But that's just on me.
5.5.
It's just
Hey, bro.
long and
Look, man.
a lot of different
Yeah.
vibes that aren't really my vibe, but like, I respect it type shit.
I'm gonna be 100% with you, bro. Like, I respect what you were saying, Mike. Like about like somebody going out left field, trying to create a new genre, trying to go on their bag. Like, I respect it because I don't have that type of talent. Like me personally, I don't have that type of talent where I can really like. I can't sing, I can't rap. Like, it's not my forte. I do sales. That's my job.
That's my job.
You
And
can pod, my nigga.
Hell yeah, you can pod. That's
yeah,
mad,
we could
that's
we
mad
could we could
entertaining.
pod a little bit.
Mhm.
We could pod a little bit, but like, nah, bro. I think I even told Mike the other day when I was speaking with him briefly. I have a tendency when it comes to albums, I always like watch reactions to them as I'm reacting to them, but I always like will like try to listen to it on my own. So like for example, like when I first starting from track one, like even like Flooded the Face and like going down, I'm a Travis Scott stan. I listened to I was disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I'm literally losing brain cells. Like, I don't have that many to lose. I'm a smart guy, but like, damn, like, I'm gonna just start losing everything. I'm gonna go to work like this. Like, I'm gonna be looking like a zombie, and I can't be doing that. But like, I'm with you on that. Like, I'm Just Wanna Rock to me like got old super fast to me, so I can't say it was a favorite of mine off the album because it's just like obviously it was a single out already.
Mm-hmm.
But off the new songs, I did really enjoy Endless Fashion. Spin
Yeah,
Again's a good song.
I
Like
like
I
Spin
do
Again
fuck with
too.
that song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Fire Alarm, if y'all like remember that song, it's a weird song, bro. With Snow Strippers. Um, I ain't gonna
Let's
cap,
see.
that's a weird song. And then CS is based off of like an old rock song. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I love that shit. So, but my favorite song off the album, to be 100% with you, I thought I was gonna be like, I'm like, look, when I looked at the album, like the set list or whatever, I was like, oh, I'm gonna love like the Don Toliver and I'm gonna love the Travis Scott. I already know, like, I'm a Don Toliver guy. Travis Scott, they're in the same umbrella. Like, I already know I'm gonna fucking love that shit. Was a I loved Don on the song. Didn't like Uzi. Sorry, Uzi. Like, it's one of them ones where you kind of got saved. Um, Favorite song off the track list is Pluto to Mars. Um, Many of them Pluto to Mars. It's just a
That sounded
vibe,
more
bro. Like,
like a deep cut from internal take that probably didn't make it.
yeah, that and I mean, shit, it would have beat most of the songs on Eternal Take. And Eternal Take was a great album, in my opinion. Um, but project wise, like, and then like worst song to me, bro. Like, I mean, the end is, I mean, like that shit hits you across the face. I'm with you. I was listening to some of it. I was driving a long distance, and I was just listening to spotting up some songs. Cause like I said, I listened to a reaction, and I kind of had an idea, but I didn't listen to any bonus tracks. That shit caught me off guard, like hella, bro. I almost spit. I was drinking some water, drinking something. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like blaring my speaker, so I'm just like, "What is going on? Like, am I in another universe? Like, what's going on that end?" But project wise, like the way that I saw it is like it was broken up like the 2 to 3 different parts. It was like he was gonna get that regular Uzi sound. He's gonna try that punk rap stuff. He's gonna get that conventional sound. And then on the bonus tracks, he's gonna try some shit. So for me, bro, like it's one of them ones where, like, honestly, bro, like it's just like a stretch for me. Like it's
Oh
a
yeah.
stretch for me to say I even like the album because I love Uzi. I think Uzi is one of the most unique artists we have in the industry. Like hands down, like looks wise, like persona wise, like everything about him is just so unique, and I love that about him. That's what makes me love Uzi.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be 100% with you, bro. I'm gonna have to give this show like a 4.2. Like,
4.2.
it,
All right, good shit. Cause I thought mine was a little bit low on like
nah,
5.5 or something.
4.2. So well, the reason I say that is because the amount of hype around it, like, and I'm gonna bring up Utopia because we just got like the fucking craziest like advertisement for that shit. That shit's literally demon shit. Like out at the pyramids type shit. Like if that album flops, which it won't because Travis don't flop on albums. It's just what it is. Like if that album flops, you will see me for the first time ever literally shit on Travis Scott completely. Because I will be like, that's just a 2. Like if it's bad, it's just a 2. But like, there's not enough bangers off this album where I expect to have some bangers off of the album. Like it's a summer type vibe. Like I'm not banging any of these songs. It's just what it is, bro. Like Spin Again, I could bang that song. Like, right? Like, I could bang it a little bit. Like even what's the other song that I Gotta to or I Gotta that song? Solid. I
I
can
feel
bang it
like
a
the
little bit.
only way I can see myself having a newfound appreciation for these tracks is experiencing a live performance of it because I can see like the crowd's reaction. Like this is mosh pit music.
Yeah.
I can see that shit being hype as fuck, and I don't even care for the song, but like his performance and the way the crowd's reacting to it just would be like a crazy experience in itself. Probably the only way you really gonna catch me outside like banging to this music, but like, nah, I'm not really playing majority of these songs at all, really. Like, I mean, I play a couple of them because I do fuck with a couple of them, but from a whole project's perspective, this is not really a project that I'm banging, and yeah, no.
Nah, man, it's a tough one. Like, and I hate to even like shit on that because like one of my good boys I used to work with But it's been a year now, but he's like a huge Uzi fan, like, and he always talks about how like Uzi's inspired him and whatnot. Definitely gonna have him a guest on the show at some point down the road. Super knowledgeable about fashion, music, that type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I like hate it because I know how much he loves him and how much like it actually like Uzi's affected him. Like a lot of people don't understand like Uzi has affected a lot of people's life in such a positive way, like the way that he is as a person, like I was speaking about earlier, how unique he is. I hate to give him a shitty rating on an album that was so highly anticipated. But bruh, like you gotta call a spade a spade. Like it is what it is. Like if your shit suck, your shit suck. Like if I suck at my job, tell me I suck at my job. Like it's just what it is. I can't change it, like, or not change it, but like I can't take it away from you if that's your opinion. So, I mean, any final thoughts, man? Because I was flat out disgusted at one point when I
I
first
said
listened to
my-
the
I
album.
was flat out disgusted.
I feel like we set our piece on this. We don't need to go too hard on
Nah.
Uzi. He's, you know,
Nah, he's a friend of the people, man. And one day, Uzi, when you're
Friend of
on
the
our pod,
pod.
man, like, yeah, he's a friend of the pod. Like when you're on the pod with us, man, we'll talk more in detail about your shit album, this one, and like we'll roll into some new shit. You know what I'm saying, brother? But speaking of albums, you know, we're fortunate enough that obviously, well, me be fortunate enough to be related or be friends with Monty, be related. Damn, we are like blood around here, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh, be friends with Monty, have a solid relationship with him, and obviously Mike being his brother. I want to let Montrez, and I'm gonna call Montrez for the simple fact that I know him as Montrez.
Hell yeah. But
But
I also want
let him speak on his album a little
I
bit
also
more.
just wanted to let you guys know that it is not Montrez to you. It is Monty Bynum. MontyBynum. Remember that and keep it locked in your head. Go look it up on all streaming platforms. The Come Up LP is out right now. Shout out once again to the After Dark podcast for bringing me on as a guest host. First guest host, so I'm really looking forward to being a part of the whole process and whatnot. And hopefully you guys will see me again. So, I just wanted to let everybody know that Come Up LP is out now. If you fuck with Bruno Mars, if you like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, James Brown, and all that old school, like we were just talking about Usher too. So if you like all that old school R&B, pop music, and just funk music and good vibes, and definitely good vibe music for sure. Upbeat and happy, playful, and a little bit sexual here and there, but I talk my shit too, don't worry. It's not the cleanest thing, but it's definitely not the dirtiest thing on the planet either. So like I give you a little bit of everything and we play off of all different genres. Pop, we got Caribbean, we got old school and all that jazz. Did y'all?
Yeah, and also, if you find yourself bobbing your head to the intro song of our podcast, just know that is the lead-off single to this album. It is King of NC featuring Petey Pablo.
Our cousin.
Very true.
Our cousin, by the way.
So, I just want to speak on this album real quick. And like he said, I think the biggest takeaway from the album for me is the good vibes. It's taking it back to just what music essentially was down to its core. Everyone today is really trying to be a rapper. Really trying, and they're all like developing the same melodic rap, same type of sound. And you don't really hear people today just making, music that's relatable, good feeling music, good feeling pop sounds that you can just play in any scenario. And that's what the majority of this album really is. And that's what it kind of bags that he gets into. Like with Misunderstood is very, summer pop with some good lyricism by Kilo Rose as well, or Jack Attack if you're looking for him.
Or Shaquille, man of many names.
Man of many names. He
I
got two
think,
sides of the coin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I had to listen to the album as well. One of the things I wanted to, applaud you for, Monty, is more or less like it's going against the common grain, kind of basing off of what Mike was saying. Like, at the end of the day, like it's easy to go out here and try to make a TikTok song. Like it really is. Like you can mumble to your heart's desire and probably find a way to get viral on TikTok, but do something that's enjoyable. Not only that, one relatable, and I can actually understand what you're saying versus like, and I ain't even try to give a shout to Drake, but it's like, bro, Drake used to low key be like that. Like, if y'all don't know, like Drake used to make legitimate, relatable music. Now he talking about the Beebalos to the Babalos to the boom, boom, boom. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. And shit, I mean, and Monty will get there eventually, like where he can have that talk, but also be respectfully relatable. And that's one of the things that I can appreciate about your music and the things that I've listened to, especially on this album. And I still do this. It's funny because when the King of NC, for example, just to give y'all a little story time for a second, when King of NC, before he had the little remix kind of come out with PD, I was like, I had it on my songs list, and I always put my stuff on shuffle. And now that Spotify has Smart Shuffle, it'll like pull up stuff like outside of your like songs and things like that. And I always have it on shuffle. It always comes up. If I'm listening to music for more than 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes, it will always come up with my like song, like on my shuffle, and I always enjoy listening to it. One of those things, man, like you feel like once again you can relate to something. If y'all are the folks that, like you said, like bob in your head doing that type of thing, give them a follow. Give them a follow on Spotify. Give them a follow on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, all the other platforms he's on, and also an Instagram follow and other platforms
Monty
as well. Because
Bynum.
That's MONTY_BYNUM. You already know.
Yeah, and give them a shout, because I definitely think it's one of those things where we're fortunate enough to see to come up with someone that I really have a lot of faith in, and
No pun
Quite literally type shit.
yeah, and yeah, and understanding that, because it's not easy, and I know this shit took time. That's why like it's just what it was. I wouldn't do it. Like I couldn't do it. I literally wouldn't, and I couldn't. So it's much applause to that,
And
man.
this
Any
will
final
not be
thoughts
the
from you?
first time that we'll have him up here discussing his new albums, and you're going to see the growth, and you're going to hear it firsthand here. And we're happy to have him here speaking with us. It's been a fun pod. It's probably one of the more fun ones that I feel like we've had. It's a good podcast, but more importantly, like the album is a really good album. It's crafted. It took a long time, put a lot of work into it. So I really think that everyone that's listening to it should just take the time, go listen to the albums, the Come Up LP by Monty Bynum. Take a listen. There's gonna be something in there. There's a lot of different vibes. You're gonna pick out one song that you like a lot, and you're gonna really play it. So I look forward to y'all taking a listen, and drop a comment down below and let us know what you think, and let us know what your favorite song is.
Absolutely, drop a comment down below. But in regards of what Sterling was saying when he was talking about like enjoyable music and just enjoying the process and stuff like that, it definitely was an enjoyable process. So I do want everybody to kind of know that like I love music, y'all. Like music is my fucking life. And so I want you guys to know that everything that I do in my life has to do with music. Everything that I will do in my life has to do with music. And at the end of the day, music comes fucking first. So never forget that shit. Always remember that for me, this is mad serious. This is my fucking life. And I put my life on the line for music, and I always will. I will die on the lines that I want to be an artist. I want to be just like Bruno Mars, just like Michael Jackson, just like Usher, just like Chris Brown, but a lot better. Fuck the way how Chris Brown be all acting all stupid and shit. Like I ain't no bad rep ass nigga. Like trust me, y'all waiting on a nigga like me, a nigga who can actually like put out some music and compete with some of these artists who are honestly not doing what they need to be doing. Like fuck the way how Chris Brown is moving. I will never move like that. Trust me. If y'all give me the platform that I need to make this shit happen, you will see what I will do with all of that fucking support. Trust me, all I need is that support. All I need is to be in the right place at the right time, and for the right ears and the right eyes to see me. If everybody gets behind this album and everybody gets behind the music that I make over the course of my career, trust me, I will not be no fucking Chris Brown. I ain't beating nobody, bro. And I ain't even talking shit. Like, I only talk shit on my songs here and there when I need to get some shit off. But I also wanted to bring up Mike. Sorry, I had to get my shit off real quick. You know, fucking brush your shoulders off type shit. Michael I wanted to bring up Michael and like the whole process of making this album too, because I don't want it to be understated how much that Michael had to do with practically even the track list on the damn album. Like this album would have been a completely different album if it wasn't for Michael. Every song had to go through him or else I wasn't gonna release anything. Every single thing had to have a yes, Michael agrees, Michael thinks that's good. And don't forget about the so now we just live for us on Misunderstood. That was definitely Michael for sure. So shout out. He got that resolution in there. So don't forget, like, and Michael was definitely an executive producer for this album as well. So he helped financially in pretty much about half of everything. So like shout out to Michael. For sure, shout out Big Mike because and shout out Osceola Studios in Raleigh, North Carolina, Dick Hodgins. Shout out Sean Finesse. He, North Carolina producer who produced pretty much like 99% of the album. Honestly, shout out to AMI Studios as well. That's where we recorded the EP and that's where we did the single bed and stuff like that. So shout out to AMI Studios as well. Shout out to anybody else who was a part of the process of making the album and anything like that. Honestly, shout out to my supporters who came to my album release party after I dropped the album on Friday. I had an album release party on Saturday. Shout out to all of the Nyas who showed up. You're all Nyas, by the way. And so I love all my Nyas, all of my supporters of Nyas, and like we all Nyas in this.
For all the white people, you can't say nigga, but you can always say nya.
Yeah, you can say nya for sure. Like I made that shit. We made that shit. That's us. That's us.
Yeah, so you heard it here first. Go ahead and stream the Come Up album. You will not regret it. You'll find something that you like up here. And you'll also find the same personality that you're enjoying tonight on the podcast. So go ahead and stream that. And yeah, we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Drop comments down below. You heard it here first. After Dark exclusive with the special guest Monty Bynum. The Come Up LP coming out on all platforms. It's out now.
Out now
on all platforms. Go ahead and take a listen.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like Lil Uzi either. It's not 23 tracks, bro. It's 11 tracks, 30 something minutes, in and out. I'm just trying to give you what I want to give you and then have you wanting more for real. So I'm not even trying to play with y'all at all. Like,
nah, man, Monty, you definitely shouted on some good things there. I know Mike has been a huge proponent. Obviously, one being your brother, but obviously one as well, like helping produce and like making sure things are like going in the right direction. So I'm always supporting you, man. You know, I always got your back, and I'm always gonna do what I gotta do to be there for you, and as you continue to grow and flourish, as I know you will. And in that regard, our last topic of the night. And I'm excited for Monty to be able to chime in on this and be on the first Black React with a guest on for Black React this week as well. We got our girl Cardi B and Offset. I mean, look, man, they have one of the most volatile relationships I've ever seen in the media in the modern age. I mean, you obviously had the Pamela Andersons and what's his face, Tommy, whatever the fuck, and all the nonsense, even the Ray J Kardashian. I wouldn't even consider that modern age, right? But you look at what they've been doing. Just to give you guys a backstory, if you haven't heard, now you heard, nigga. Cardi B, now you know. Cardi B has cheated on the Offset of the Migos, and we know that Offset has a past of pretty multiple occasions on cheating on Cardi B because she don't cook, she don't clean, but she somehow got that ring. I'm not reasoning with cheating, point blank, period. But the question I have for our Black React for the night is it acceptable for your partner to get upset with you or mad with you for cheating if they've already cheated before as well? So I'll start this off.
Go ahead.
Because
I was hoping you would start it off. Start it off.
Because look, cheating is cheating, bro. Like it happens on a daily basis. It happens, and it happens, and people will never find out. They will die, and they will never know it happened. Right? And I can respect people that come to the forefront if they've done it, even if they don't even feel bad about it. They're just like, oh, I did it. Like, shit, you know what? It is what it is. But I want y'all to hear me on this, bro. Man or woman, man or man, woman or woman, or they or them, whatever it may or may not be. If you are accepting of the cheating the first, second, third, fourth, 10, 15,000th time, right? And you go and the opposite person goes at, like, say you're the person that did it, right? And your partner accepts, like, look, we're going to work through this, right? We're going to work through this. We'll be fine. We're going to shake it off, brush it off our shoulders. You have to be willing to swallow that fat ass pill, like that this happened and we're working through it, and you can't be spiteful in any regard and bring it up ever again. That's my opinion on it. You cannot get upset at someone for example, in this specific situation, Cardi B cheated on Offset, but Offset already cheated. He has a right to be upset. He has also a right to not accept the fact that she cheated on him, just as much as she had the same right before when he did it. But the fact of the matter is that she accepted it the first time and the second and the third and whatever many times, and now she did it and he upset about it. Obviously, he shouldn't be like, oh, like, nah, that's weird, bro. Like, if you ain't upset about that type of shit, you're just not a human being. But if you work through it, he has a right to be upset because you're treating like the first, second, however many times they cheated as like a default. Like it didn't, like, you're not saying it didn't happen, but you worked through it. It's a part of your journey as a relationship. You can't use that as leverage, as my reasoning, like why I didn't necessarily think it was a bad thing. That's my opinion. Like, if you are willing to work through it with your partner, because there's plenty of people out there that have done it and it works out beautifully. Like, things work out beautiful, whatnot. But when you start to be spiteful in the fact, like, oh, I can do this because they did it, nah, bro. Like, you guys took that step together, and now you're making it of a notion like, oh, I can't, like, you can't be mad because you did it. Nah, nigga, they can be mad. They have every right to be mad because, like, bro, we worked through it because we didn't want to have this happen again. I mean, that's just my point. Like, I don't know if people are fucking faded on this or not. And for all the cheaters out there that are listening to this, and I'm not saying cheaters in a bad sense. I'm not trying to put you out here like some asshole, but I'm saying, if you have cheated, you know how it feels. If you've done the slightest bit of, like, even messaging or done, like, just know your boundaries, bro, and understand, like, if you want to work through it, don't make it a fucking big deal. Don't act like that other person can't be mad if you did it and they did it before and you worked through it and now you act like they can't be mad about it. The fuck you mean, nigga? Like, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck if I went through all that shit, that trials and tribulation to get through the shit after I did, like, maybe I did some dumb shit and we worked through it. Hell no, bro. The fuck? So that's just my piece. I want to let y'all kind of get your piece. I'm sorry, I would get, like, a little bit, like, tied up with that shit because some people are just fucking delusional sometimes.
Do you have a different take? Do you wanna tackle this?
Yeah, I can get y'all once I hear everybody's takes and shit.
Okay, well, I wanted to see if you had a different take, because I'm going to whatever plank that Sterling just sat down and dove off of on a 100-foot cliff. I'm following my nigga on that cliff, so that's I'm right there with my boy on this. Like, what you like, and I feel like a lot of women are gonna take this to heart because they really like to think that men do most of the cheating, but
They
women
really do like to think that shit.
But women do majority of the cheating.
They're the cheaters.
They just fucking little fucking masterminds of that shit.
They're the fucking cheaters for real. Like,
so what I wanna say here is, listen, and I don't want to go in this case specifically, Offset cheated on Cardi B, right? That's what happened initially. Cardi B said, "That's my man. I'm taking him back." All y'all Twitter niggas can fucking be up in arms, but I'm keeping Offset. I'm not going nowhere. Word. Okay. Bet. Cardi B cheats on Offset. Offset ain't fucking with that. Let me tell you something, people. For whoever side you land on, just because you don't respect yourself and want to take me back, don't mean that I gotta not respect myself the moment you cheat. Listen, you might be okay with it. You might accept my cheap ass apology and brought me back, and now we vibing. The moment you cheat on me, that shit don't slide with me. I don't fuck with that. If I was you, I wouldn't have fucked with it when I did. But guess what? It was me, so I was like, "Take me back, baby." You just gonna let 3 years down the drain like that? You just, over what? Over one chick? One chick, she ain't even that bad like that. You just gonna let her throw away everything we got, and you ate that shit up. Guess what? I know it. I did it first. I ain't finna eat that shit up. When you did it and you come back and you cheat on me, I'm gonna be up in arms. I'm gonna be pissed and I'm gonna walk out on your ass. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean?
Fuck you mean?
You mean? I mean, sir. Yeah.
Nah, fuck you mean for sure. Like, what are we talking about? Hell yes, I can be mad at you because I don't have to accept it. Just like you didn't have to accept it, but you did. And because you accepted it, then we have to move on. And like Sterling said, you can't bring that back up again. You can't use that against me again. Like, and you will. And I'm saying you in this situation because I'm putting myself in the position of the person that, you know, I agree with. I am not a cheater and I'm 1000% against it. And I just, you know, I don't understand like why that happens. And I mean, I can understand why it happens. Shit does happen. But like at the end of the day, like that shit's just not okay. It's not something you should do. But at the end of the day, if you take me back and then you cheat on me, that don't mean I gotta take you back. That don't mean that I gotta give you the same grace, and that don't mean that I don't have a right to come out here and on some fucking fuck you mean type shit and really blow up in this bitch. So that's my two takes. And you know, y'all might hate what I said, but guess what? This ain't you react. This ain't white react, blue react, purple react. This is Black React on the After Dark podcast, and I am giving you my take. Monty, what do you think?
Yeah, my take is more along the lines of like, it might not even be related to the whole fucking Cardi B and Offset shit. I'm just more of like a fuck cheating, fuck cheaters type of shit. And like, personally, I hate the fucking mindset that girls have. It's like, they could ask you any fucking day. Hey, y'all better get ready because I'm about to get pissed right now. But they could ask you like any fucking day. And it doesn't even matter. It could be on a first date. It can be like somebody you just meeting. Have you ever cheated before? And it's like, no. Like, I haven't even been in a fucking relationship. Not on some player shit. Nigga, I can't get no fucking relationship. I'm gonna be straight up with YouTube. And I'm gonna be straight up with y'all niggas. Like, I can't do that shit. And most guys can't. So most guys don't have the ability to be out here just fucking. Like, we can't do that shit. Like, for girls to think that we just out here fucking tapping that shit today and tapping new shit tomorrow. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, mindset wise, you know that you have more power to be able to go around and do that shit. So that's probably why more girls are fucking cheaters. And it just pisses me off with the mindset that guys walk around here just trying to, I mean, we definitely do as guys, not as me, not as Michael, and probably not as Sterling. I can't speak for you though. I just know Michael. Right? But as guys, they think we just walking around here putting our dick in every fucking thing in every fucking body. And I'm just sitting here like, no. Some of us either have morals or some of us just straight up can't do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us just can't fucking get that done like that. But they can. And that's why you gotta fucking watch out for them for real. Because like, they'll love to put the cheater shit on men and they'll love to put it on you. But what you have to remember is they probably have way more cheating history than you ever will be able to have. And that's what pisses me off the most, bro. I ain't even started yelling. I'm trying to calm down, low key. But like, this shit just be pissing me off. I want YouTube to know that I ain't no fucking player. I ain't no fucking dude that be getting hella bitches low key. Like, nigga, I just be getting somebody and then they fucking tired of my ass. You know what I mean? Normal nigga shit. Like, Normal nigga shit. You
Yeah.
get friend zoned majority of the time. Like, that's normal nigga shit. Let's be fucking real, bro. I ain't Chris Brown. Hopefully I can be, but not on some beating bitches' asses. Maybe on some slapping bitches' asses type shit. Nigga, fuck I be on. But I'm just saying, bro. Like, that should be pissing me off. Like, Mike, you can take it.
Nah, bro,
You can take it.
that's wild because like one of the things that I've always like it goes directly to that point. It's like, and I agree with you to a certain extent, Monty. Like, I mean, there's certain things like you're right. Like, I mean, a girl could like first date type shit, and I'm sure as you get older, like I feel like it becomes more and more important to kind of know these things just off the rip, like we spoke about earlier, like with the modern dating age and how it is. But like, if a girl's like, oh, like you ever cheated before? No, man, I haven't. Like,
everybody's
like,
gonna say that, and they're gonna expect everybody to say that, and so of course they're gonna fucking be like, no, you're a fucking liar. Well, are you a liar?
No.
Like, are you a fucking liar? How many more have you done?
It's the definition. It's the definition of cheating too, because like some people see cheating as just straight, flat out physical intimacy, right? And yes, that is like the most direct and like easiest point blank way to put on cheating. But cheating typically is a process, bro. It ain't like most of the time it's not like I'm gonna go out, oh shit, damn, like, and it just happened. It's mostly like, oh shit, like I was messaging this guy on Instagram and like it was this, that, and the other, and like he started texting me and like we texted here and there, like. Then he throw me like he do this, and this, and like, or she did this, and this. Like it's never as simple as like one night out, I got a little fucked up, or I just feeling some type of way, and we did this. It's never really that simple. And when it is like that, that's honestly, to be frank, it's honestly better that way. Because one thing I've always said, and this is not even like a slight at women, because like I think women are the most beautiful creatures on the planet, like inside and out, genuinely.
I feel lesbians 100%. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with you on that shit.
Yeah, 1000%. That's why I be telling people. But the thing is like women, like there's this thing that's been going around and it sounds stupid. Like some girls may think it sounds stupid, but I think it's some butt of the truth to a degree. It's like a lot of men can have like meaningless, emotionless sex, like, and have that physical intimacy and like still want to be with their girl, bro. Like they want to be with their shorty.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. But like if a girl's cheating, like that's a process, my G. Like that's like I'm building an emotional bond connection, because a lot of girls, like, just straight up, like a lot of girls like, oh, he's really hot. Like obviously you're physically attracted to him, but like a lot of girls can get turned off by somebody if their personality is shit. Like they can be the most attractive person on the planet. There's some things that just you can't, like if you're Michael B, it's kind of hard. Like I mean, like Michael B could just like walk around and like
that nigga
pants
just
are
be walking
drop.
around like that, you know?
Yeah, he just his pants gonna drop. But the point is like a lot of times
Michael
with
B,
physical
no Jordan, just for everybody out
no
there.
Jordan.
Michael B, no Jordan.
No Jordan. Javante though.
But the thing is like a lot of times, like women, like, it's a process to do that sort of thing, and they're building an emotional bond. Whereas like a lot of times guys is like, I'm just catching a body and moving. Like it ain't like I'm trying to start a whole life with this bitch, and like, and I'm not saying bitch in an obviously disrespectful manner, but that sort of thing. And I agree with you on that regard. And like I said, to the original point, like you can't get upset with someone if you accept it the first time and they don't accept it when you do it. Like it's what it is. Like it's a choice between partners. A partnership is a partnership. It takes two people to tango. It's a two-way street. There's all types of fucking entendres I can throw at you that go into relationships and partnerships in general. But like, it's what you accept and setting the proper boundaries. Because if you define, like, if within your relationship you define cheating as just flat out physical intimacy, then your girl can be having her DMs getting blown up regardless. Like she can chat out forever she wants to chat. And then if she gets physical intimate, then that's your cheating line. For some people, it's that like, hey, you chatting up like a little bit too flirty, like you don't even notice, dude. Like this is like weird. Like that could be cheating for someone. That would be my definition of cheating personally. Like because it starts, the buck starts there.
Yeah.
Like the buck starts there. It don't end. It starts. And the end is the physical intimacy, and that's when you're jumping ship for most folks. Like, it is what it is. I get it. I can understand why people be like, why would like it's not be okay? Because and it's honestly, if it was asked backwards where Cardi cheated first and Offset took her back, and then Offset cheated, and now she want to be mad. Unfortunately, girls will be taking Cardi's side and be like, oh, you know, why would he do that? You have every right to be mad. Nah, no, you got every right to be mad. But like in the situation that Offset's mad now, like girls will back Cardi up, like, oh, you did it so many times, like why can't she do it? The fuck? It's still as two wrongs don't make a right, bro. It's the same, it's one of the few golden rules we have on this planet. Like two wrongs don't make a fucking right. There's a few wrongs that will make a right. But we don't talk about that. That's too violent. But that's just my piece, man. It's one of those things where it's a slippery slope. It just depends on your morals and how you raised up, what your situationship or relationship looks like. It's all types of there's a lot of different variables that go into it for a lot of different people. But if you set out boundaries, you should be able to understand. Oh shit, like the shit's over, or oh shit, like we might be able to work through this.
I would just like to put out for all the girls listening. I don't know what y'all's like demos are, y'all's demographics and shit like that, but I would just like to put out for all the girls listening. That is 100% facts what I was saying. Like, I'm dead ass. Fuck cheaters. Fuck cheating.
Hey, nigga, this ain't your Bumble dog. This is my podcast.
Your goddamn Tinder type shit. I'm just letting y'all know type shit. Like, niggas be looking at me because I'm fucking light skinned and shit. And it be pissing me off.
You ain't even light skinned, bro. You a lighter black dude. You ain't light skinned.
No, I am light skinned. Biracials are not light skinned. They're fucking biracial. Biracial. Mixed niggas are not light skinned.
You hardly look at the screen, bro. You ain't that much lighter.
I don't know. All I know is bitches be calling me light skinned and they just be assuming I act like that shit. And I be like, bro, I wasn't even treated like that growing up. You know
don't
what
be
I'm
acting
saying?
like you light skinned?
No.
You ain't on Instagram doing light skin fucking poses and shit?
I do pop star shit. I do pop star shit.
All right. So we gonna end it there. This was a fun podcast, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and fucking close this one out. So here we go.
For all the dogs.
For all the fellas out there listening, listen, they only want a 1% man. So quit your bitching and get your bread up. How many times we gotta tell you we your brothers. We really looking out for you. We really looking out for you. And for all the ladies out there, he don't want you, sweetie. Give it up. Just move on already. But it's okay because you're still beautiful and powerful and will always love you. It's the After Dark Podcast. Until next time.